Rockstar Games have provided us with so much information for GTA 6 so far, but in this series, we're going to be focusing on the 6 locations that we now know are going to be in GTA 6. We're going to be diving deep into each of these in a separate video every single day this week until we've gone through all of them. And we're going to go in deep. We're going to look at everything that's in each of them, go over the stories about these locations that Rockstar has provided for us, who lives there, what the people are like there, what the area is like. So let's jump straight into it. So like I said, we've already started off with Mount Alligator. If you want to see that video, as well as Ambrosia and Port Gellhorn, there'll be a link in the description down below to the playlist. You don't need to watch them in order though, so if you want to watch this one first and when you're finished, click that link and it'll take you to the rest of them. But we have 3 left. We have Grassrivers, Leonida Keys, and Vice City. And today's video is all about Grassrivers. So let's just dive into it. The first image we're going to be dissecting here today is this one, the Visit Leonida, like tourism postcard, if you will. And like I say, I feel like a lot of people have skipped past these images. They look at the actual images and not these Visit Leonida ones, but there's a lot to unpack here. So before we dissect that picture and all the other Grassrivers pictures we have here today, we should start off with what you can see in the background right here. This is the first look we ever got of the Grassrivers, and this is from trailer 1. You can see we have an airboat going through the Everglades, which is what the Grassrivers is based off of. We'll get to that in a second. But once again, just look at the nature. I'm going to say it a lot in this video, so I apologize now in advance. But when I say the attention to detail and stuff like that, you're just going to have to get used to it. But the spray, the mist coming off of this airboat, the animals, the wildlife, the birds in the sky. And then as we move on, you get to see the flamingos. Just look at this. Can we pause this as if it's a screenshot? We've got alligators in the water. We've got the flamingos. I don't know if these would be this close in real life, but this looks like a picture. This genuinely looks like a picture. If someone sent this to me, I'd be like, oh, that's a cool picture of the Everglades. Just look how detailed it is with all of the plants and wildlife. And then if you zoom in even further in the background there, it would seem like we have some deer. I don't know if deer hang about in the Everglades, but there's something else in there. But just this entire sequence right here from trailer 1 is absolutely beautiful. And then we actually saw it again, as you can see right here in trailer 2. Now, this might not be the Grasslands. Obviously, this looks a little bit more built up. You've got a bridge there in the background. It's not quite as swampy as the Everglades would be, but this is from trailer 2. So before we dissect all of this and look at all the amazing details that you've probably missed, what is Grassrivers? So the Grassrivers is based off of down south, the south of Florida. It's a natural region that is flooded. Technically not flooded, but just a wetlands region of the south of Florida, aka the Everglades. The wetland region is located in the southern portion of the state of Leonida, and is currently known to run through Vice-Dale County and Kelly County. It was actually first indirectly referenced in GTA 4. Obviously, at this point, they weren't thinking that they were going to make a Vice City again. It was just like a tourist vacation image, and they talked about how a tourist smuggled a crocodile from Vice City's wetland to the border of Liberty City. As well as that, as you can see here from the leftovervacations.com in GTA 4, lowest price in history. You just pay for the flight. A swamp full of right-wing nut jobs and deadly mosquito-borne diseases is what makes Florida great. Feel free to pause it if you want to go through this, but it's just funny. It's just something funny found in GTA 4. And we also saw a little bit of this in the leaks, the 2022 leaks. I'm not going to be showing those on screen here, but it was just a sign talking about the energy of Grassrivers, and it was just explaining what the ecosystem is here. But obviously, if you haven't been to Florida or you've never watched anything about Florida, this is definitely the Everglades. And what Wikipedia would have to say about the Everglades is the Everglades is a natural region of flooded grasslands in the southern portion of the state of Florida. So it's mainly going to be down south where it's going to be kind of swampy, but Florida has a lot of wetlands. So I'm sure in the game, we're going to have a lot of places in the countryside of this game that's going to look like a flooded wetland. All right, so now let's look at it on the GTA 6 map. Now, I've referenced this in all of the videos I've done so far, just so we can have some sort of idea of where these locations I'm talking about are in the GTA 6 map. Now, this is a mapping project. They've been taking all of the screenshots and trailers and all of the leaks and creating this map for us so we can get an idea of where everything is. They did this for GTA 5 as well, and it was very accurate, so I can only assume, as of right now with the information that we have, this is where the locations are going to be. So in our first video, we did Mount Alligator, then we did Ambrosia, and we've also done Port Gellhorn. If you want to check out those videos, it'll be linked in the description to the playlist. But this video is all about the the grasslands. And that is going to be, like we've just noticed, or like we've just seen, it's going to be down south, the southern part of Florida, the Everglades. So if we zoom in here, this is the Grassrivers. A little bit further down, we have Leonida Keys. This is where Jason's house is. But up here, this is where the Everglades are. This is where there's going to be tons of alligators, tons of wildlife. You're going to have a lot of airboats. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of buried treasures and missions down here. And it does seem to come up here as well, the Everglades. You can see this type of wetlands. But I do think this type of wetlands, it's going to be big down here, but it's most likely going to be scattered around the map as well, because that's just how Florida is. But just for reference for this video, when we're talking about the Grassrivers, this is where it is going to be as far as the GTA 6 map is concerned. All right, so now that we know the location, now that we know the history of the Grassrivers, now that we know where it is in real life and what it's based on, let's dive deep into these pictures. Okay, so here we are back at our tourist Visit Leonida Grassrivers postcard. Now, obviously, the first thing you can tell from this picture, it is the Everglades. From the pictures we just looked at, the real life one, with the airboats and things like that, this is clear as day. It's basically exactly the same. If we zoom in right down here, we can see our very first vehicle from these set of pictures, which is going to be the airboat. Now, we are going to see a lot of airboats in other areas as well. Like we saw at Port Gellhorn, there was airboats going around the pond or around the lake. There's going to be a lot of wetlands, basically, in GTA 6. But anyway, we've got our airboat right here. Just to the side here, I mean, this looks like, to me, I mean, this looks like a bird, possibly. I'm sorry it's so dark. But this looks like an animal. And is this multiple animals, do you think, on the side here? Or are these just bushes? Am I going crazy? I think I'm going crazy. I think those are just bushes. But either way, we have our airboat. This could be an animal, but this looks like a bird. Look at the wake. Can we look at the wake coming from this boat? And the lighting once a bloody again, ladies and gentlemen. How freaking gorgeous. I mean, look how we are zoomed in. So the resolution isn't that great, but it still looks absolutely fantastic. I personally can't wait to drive my airboat around these bloody wetlands, man. I cannot wait. Look at that lighting. Anyway, we've got some more birds right here. Once again, we know from looking at the trailer, from looking at all the screenshots, this map just feels full of life. And this postcard right here is no different. So there's not too much to dissect in here. There's not like there's a lot of buildings or anything like that. It would seem like right here, you can see a little bit of pink. Those could be like the flamingos that we saw in the GTA 6 trailer 1, or it could just be the lighting, and it could just be some plants, to be completely honest with you. But we do know there's pink flamingos in here from trailer 1, so it could be. As we move up a little bit, you can see this is more of like a solid ground. This is still going to be swampy and miserable, but I just guarantee I cannot wait. You know there's going to be so many little hidden treasures in here. There's going to be so many collectibles. There's going to be like pirate treasure. There's going to be maybe bodies and things. I don't know, man. There's going to be definitely filled with alligators and animals. I feel like it's going to be like Ark. Have you guys played Ark? You don't want to walk through these wetlands by yourself, man. I feel like this is what it's going to be like. I feel like if you come here in GTA 6, you don't want to be walking or swimming around here because you're going to die. But anyway, I was trying to see what was right here. I was thinking maybe it's something more pink. It could be anything, but look at these bloody birds. So it doesn't seem like, well, there's another bird there. It's probably a flamingo or something, right? More birds, more birds. That's basically everything we've got. What is this right here? Funny, because if we zoom out, this right here, it does look like a plane, does it not? I feel like that looks like a plane. I feel like if we took this rivers part off, I think that's a plane. Because if we zoom out right here, that could be a plane, right? That could definitely be a plane right up here. Tell me I'm wrong. It's too big to be a bloody bird. I think that is a plane. But either way, we're not going to dig into that too much. Let's see what else we got in here. I would say that's about it. You can't see anything in the distance of this one. It is a little bit foggy. It looks like it's sunset right now. But there's no buildings or lights or anything like that. And even in this top right corner, there's not really much for us to see. So that is it. That is our first image to dissect. Not much going on except for the fact that it's beautiful and I can't wait to come here and find some treasures. Let's move on to our next image. All right, so the next image we're going to look at right here is one that some of you may have seen because it was part of the 70 images that Rockstar released for us. But this is some of the people of the Grassrivers, the Grasslands, the Wetlands, the Everglades, whatever you want to call it. But look how detailed this picture is, man. Again, a lot of the pictures, when we went over Ambrosia, Port Gellhorn, Mount Caliga, there was a lot to unpack. It was very zoomed out and you could see buildings and parks and stadiums and things like that. These seem to be a lot more zoomed in pictures, except for the last one we're going to look at, which we got a lot to dissect there. But in this one, as we can see, look at this. look at the bloody detail. Look at the detail on the... I mean, if you've played Red Dead Redemption 2, you know the animals in that game are absolutely fantastic. But we've got ourselves a little alligator right here. You know you're going to be able to do hunting, right? We're going to have hunting in this game. These things are going to be killing us. We're going to be shooting them. Are we going to be able to grab these for pelts? Are we going to be able to take these and sell them like we can in GTA? Sorry, not GTA, in Red Dead Redemption 2. I'm sure there's going to be some sort of objective where you have to kill all of the animals in the game, maybe just one of them, and take it and sell them. I don't know, but either it's going to be, this game's going to be so detailed, man. It is just going to be insane. I can't wait. But anyway, we got the alligator right here. So let's just start off at the bottom of this image. The mud on this guy is pretty cool. And the veins. Look at the veins on this guy's legs. We know the details in this game is crazy. We've gone over it so many times now. But then we have the rifle right here. This at first I thought was a cat. Like I thought it was their pet cat that was just sleeping next to them. And as we zoom in on this right now, we can see this is not a pet cat. This is, by the looks of it, a mountain lion or a bobcat. Actually, it looks more like a bobcat than a mountain lion, but it has blood all over it. This is definitely a deceased cat, which would seem to be, like I say, a bobcat. Not a mountain lion, but these guys are definitely hunters. But I'm sure you guys have seen like the reality shows of like crocodile or gator hunters or whatever it is. I'm sure there's going to be some sort of play off of that. But anywho, let's continue down here on the bottom. We have a beer right up here. And this, what do we think this is? Do we think this is some sort of bait, or do we think this is literally just like some chewing tobacco or something? I'm not sure. For those of you who are more familiar with chewing tobacco or bait, you can let me know in the comment section down below. And then right up here, we have the Patriot beer, of course. And again, even on this image, you can see the bubbles on it. These don't look as cold as ones we've seen in previous videos and screenshots, but that would make sense. Is that true? That because we're in the swampy Everglades, these guys are drinking warm beers? Or do we think they just didn't go into that much detail for this? I would like to think they're just warm beers. They still got the fizz in them, but there's no condensation. All right, next up, let's zoom out here a little bit to see these guys. So once again, the sweat, the mud, this guy is absolutely bloody covered in it. You can see his bracelets. He's got some pretty goddamn cool sunglasses, if you ask me. He's got a mullet. We can see his bloody mullet right here. Again, his rifle, a beer. This, I'm assuming, is his girlfriend or his wife. And what does that say? Does it say masterfully or something? Masterfully? I don't know. Or does that say what I think it says? Is that a B-A-T-E-S? Or am I just reading into it? Listen, you guys let me know what that says. Maybe there's a clearer image out here on the internet somewhere. But I'm pretty sure that says master something, right? Or I could be completely wrong. Either way, we've got another character here with the sunglasses on her head. Sunglasses, big part of GTA 6, I've noticed. All the trailers, even at nighttime. In the Port Gellhorn video I did, there's people sitting around the campfire and almost all of them are wearing sunglasses. I don't know if Rockstar did that on purpose or if it was just a mistake. Well, make sure you go check out all of my other videos, deep diving, so you'll see what I'm talking about. But anyway, you can see she's got some bracelets on too, just showcasing the customization in this game. Also some rings on. It would seem she's holding some sort of wire. There's like these, I mean, that would look like a ring, but this is kind of like wrapped around. You see that? It's like wrapped around her finger and up here. So I'm not sure what she's got or what she's holding on to there. And then in this hand, you can see some rings, maybe holding on to something else. Maybe I'm looking too much into this, but it definitely looks like she's got something wrapped around her fingers here. But either way, just showcasing different body styles too. Like we've seen women that are absolutely ripped with their Daisy Dukes on. We've seen some women that are a little bit more heavy set with what would seem to be Daisy Dukes on as well. We got super skinny guys. We got bigger guys. I just hope the customization is going to be like this, right? In GTA 6 Online, imagine the customization. Like right now, most characters kind of look similar. Can you imagine in GTA 6 Online when your character is super unique and nobody looks like you? I can't bloody wait. Anyway, this gentleman's got some wet, muddy shorts on. He's wearing some wellies as well, which is kind of funny. He's got his little belt, another rifle here, a really sick necklace. It's actually really cool. And look at his beard. Again, the detail in these characters, man, but his beard, and it looks like this eye's either swollen or closed, or maybe he's lost his eye or something. Who knows? This eye, we can definitely see that he's looking. This one looks like it's swollen, but look at his sunburn too. Like this guy's face is red. I assume this is mud and not some sort of skin cancer or something, you know what I mean? He looks like he's got some brown spots all over his face and it's red burns, but he's also got mud scattered all over his body, so I would assume that is just mud. But again, cool hat, cool beard, sunburn. This guy's got like a hat tan. So I'm assuming this guy typically wears a hat or sometimes a baseball cap. because his entire body is sunburned and tan. And then you can see this white tan line right here, where his like forehead is like white, like he's been wearing a baseball cap or something. Even to the point where this looks red here, like he was wearing a baseball cap backwards. And you know how where the sizing thing is, there's always a little gap on the back of it. Maybe that's what this is from. If you're wearing the hat backwards, you would have a little red gap right here, or a little sunburn that came through. But either way, looks sick. She has some sort of like probably shell necklace on, some earrings as well. But let's take a little bit more. We've looked at the people. This, I don't think I ever even noticed this before now. But obviously, these guys are hunters. But what the bloody hell is this right here? Ignore the green, either bait or nicotine stuff. But does this not look like big cases of like Coca-Cola? You know what I'm talking about, that Coke? Yes. I mean, they are. This is Florida. Cuba is right down beneath. There's always drugs that wash up on the beach, I feel like, in Florida. I haven't heard anyone talking about this, and I didn't even realize it until I zoomed out. And I'm like, this looks like it's wrapped. This looks like it's wrapped in some sort of like trash bag cases. Just like what we see on the beaches that usually wash up from the cartel. I think this is like 3 massive bricks of drugs right here. That's what I think this is. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. I'm just noticing that right now myself. So I'd love to know what you guys think about it. Definitely looks like 3 bricks to me. All right, let's check out some of the other things here. So a lot of these boats that we've seen in screenshots don't have this plaque on it. You can see straight through typically. So this is obviously there's going to be different types of airboats. There's not just going to be one, but this one is Alligator. So this is Alligator and it says Airboat 9. So I would assume maybe this is like some tours, like it's the Alligator boat tours or hunting like club or something. Because like I say, most of them don't have this advertisement right here. So this could be unique to whatever story mode this is, or story mission or business or whatever it is. It could be unique to that. And then behind it right here, this just looks like a wooden deck. Can't really tell much more in the background, to be honest with you. Just the wooden deck back here. Beautiful blue skies. You guys know I love beautiful blue skies. We haven't seen rain yet. I mean, we've seen dark pictures, but the rain in GTA 5 drives me crazy, so I'm hoping you know it's going to be mental. Imagine the first time they show us like a tornado or something. You know there's going to be hurricanes. Everyone's going to lose their minds when we first see a tornado in a trailer or in gameplay, or even if they haven't. We don't know. I'm speculating. All right, and then back up here in the distance, obviously we can see right here, there's some sort of satellite. This is obviously some sort of cabin that's in the Everglades. You can see it's on the stilts right here. And then it says no trespassing. Violators will be prosecuted. And then there's some more empty beers up top. So that is it for this image. Again, the electricity poles, I mean, I will say, very detailed, very beautiful, looking very good, very nice. Some palm trees up here. Different types of palm trees. This looks almost over on the side over here. This one over here looks more like a birds of paradise. And then regular palms. These aren't even regular palms. I'm not sure what these are called. And then this is a different palm tree as well. So that's 1, 2, 3 different types right here. All right, but anyway, that is it for this image. I feel like we've gone through everything. Don't think there's anything back here that I've missed. Oh, there's no beasties in the water. So that looks like it's it. That is it for our second image. Beautifully detailed. Let's move on to the next one. All right, guys, next up, we have another Everglades image right here. We have 3 alligators that looks like they're sneaking up. We got a gentleman right here with a shotgun. Now, this is a different boat. Now, as you guys see from the last image we were just talking about, how I said it had like an advertisement on it. You see how this one doesn't have it? You can see straight through it. So it's definitely a different type of boat. Not only that, this one is like a flat top. There's no sides on it, whereas the other one did have sides on it. So let's see what we can dissect. First of all, incredible quality. Even zooming in, you can see how incredible the quality is of these images they've given us. They're all 4K images. And just thank you, Rockstar, for giving it to us. So let's start off right here from the bottom. So you can see, first glimpse, there's 3 alligators. But as we dissect this, you'll see there is 5 alligators. Maybe there's 6, but there's definitely 5 of them. So let's start off with the first one, which is going to be this fella right down here. You see this little guy right down here behind it? So this one is sneaking up from this direction. Then we've got this one from this direction, another one from here, here, and then another one right up here. So that's actually crazy. I definitely don't want to be hunted by alligators in GTA 6, man. I feel like it's going to be absolutely terrifying. I mean, they were terrifying enough, like I say, in Red Dead Redemption 2. But anyway, beautifully detailed image. If we zoom in right here, we just have some of the lily pads. Again, it's a swamp. It's the grasslands. It's the Everglades. And as we come over, you can see the alligator right here that's come and swam from this direction. You can see how it's pushed. It's left almost like a shadow, where it's kind of like pushed everything out of its way. Again, just the attention to detail here. Do we think this is a frog? Is it going to be that detailed? What do we think? But anyway, as we scroll over to this side, again, not really much to dissect over here. It's just a cool picture of the swamp with the boat, to be honest with you. So let's just do a quick little scroll through here, just in case I've missed anything. But I don't want to sit dissecting this for no reason if it's just literally a cool image with 5 alligators stalking them. We got this big boy up here, the other one right down here in the shadows. Do you think it's going to be like that when we're playing the game? Like, we're literally not even going to be able to see them. Like, we could just jump in the water. We're not going to be able to see. We can't swim in the water or swim underwater. We're not going to be able to see bloody anything. And then one of these things pops up next. It's bloody nightmare fuel is what it is. But yeah, all these lily pads, the alligators, it's so detailed. It is so beautifully detailed. I mean, just look at it. That's what this image is all about to me. This again looks like a picture. It makes GTA 5 look so old, which it is. But anyway, let's continue. What have we got in the boat here? So let's say gorge. So we have some gorge here. This looks like a bin, like a trash can that they've probably been throwing like cigarette butts into or something. Again, with the detail here, just some like trash on the floor. Looks like a straw. Over on this side, can't really tell what this is, but it looks like a beer can or something. This guy's got his double barrel shotgun pointing at this massive alligator. I mean, these things are huge. They're all different sizes, though, so that's kind of cool. At least they're not just like copy and pasting it. But you can see the sweat on it. Look at the sweat. Again, the detail. We don't know. This guy looks like he has a mullet as well, but he does have a tank top on. This could be Jason, to be completely honest with you. But doesn't Jason have a tattoo on this arm right here? Yeah, he does have the paratrooper tattoo right here, and we can't see it on this arm. Unless they haven't put it on there, I don't think this is Jason. We got some rope down here, a flashlight. Don't know what that is. We got a little fishing net, another empty bucket. Probably supposed to like baiting and fishing. We got the guy driving this thing. You can see he's got the accelerator right here, and then this is right here to steer it. Just look at the detail on it, though. And then we've got a cooler right here. And then a massive engine. Is this a V8 engine? Big V8 engine powering the fan on the back here to push this thing along. And like I say, this one is a little bit different because it doesn't have like the business sign on it, the airboat tour thing that we saw in the last image. And it is a flat top one. I would really love to sit and stare at this image for a little bit longer with you guys, but I think this is just a beautiful image. It's one of my favorite images. The Grasslands images don't give us too much detail, but what they do give us is just such a beautiful understanding of the beauty of the Grasslands and the details of this game. I mean, tell me this isn't... It's just such a detailed, crisp image. Anyway, let's move on to the next one. All right, so here we are in our next image of the Grasslands, or the wetlands, or Grassrivers, whatever you want to call it, the Everglades. Again, there's not too much to go off of here as far as the city, or as far as the state of Leonida in GTA 6. We don't see any buildings or anything like that in the background of any of these, mainly because we're in the south of Florida, the south of Leonida. That just shows you how big this map is, because we know the render distance in this game is huge. We've been in Mount Calaga before, and you can see city in the background. The fact that we can't see any city or any skyline in these, it just shows how big this place is. But anyway, another beautiful picture. Again, this could be a real picture. If you showed this to like some old person, they'd be like, oh, that's a cool... They think it's real, let's be honest. But anyway, if we start zooming in right here, you can see we have some sort of Dodge truck right here. It is moving because you can see the water spray coming up on the sides of it, on both sides. You can see the window wipers. That's a thing we didn't think about. You can see all the water from the mud and things that are on these windows right here. You see this? And you can see the window wiper marks. Confirmed, ladies and gentlemen. You heard it here first. We have window wipers in GTA 6. Look at the reflection in that glass too. That's a bit nuts. That literally looks like a mirror. And then we have a guy on the back here with what seems to be like an SMG. It could be a shotgun, could be an assault rifle. Looks like he's got some sort of mask on. Do we think that these guys are stealing this? I mean, this is the wetlands, right? But you can see all we've seen so far is airboats driving through here. But now you can see literally how shallow it is. We have cars driving through it. So you can see the airboat in the distance right here, and then the cars. The wetlands aren't going to be deep. You're going to be able to jump into this and it come up to your knees, but it's going to be much faster to traverse with the airboat right here than it is in a car. I'm sure these things are going to be so slow in this. And we also have a police helicopter chasing him too. And then another police car back here as well. So yeah, this is... I am going to go out on a limb and say this is part of like a story mode. Like this is going to be some sort of mission that we're doing here. And this isn't going to be a chance event. Something I'm just now noticing is what we're actually carrying in that trailer behind. That's actually dead alligators. The first time I looked at this image, it just looked like trash bags or something. But on closer inspection, these are indeed dead alligators. So maybe we're doing some illegal alligator hunting. Maybe it is a chance event. That would be cool to see, but I think this is going to be part of a story mode. Don't know who this is, though. Kind of looks like a redneck. Maybe Jason's driving the car. We don't know. But anyway, let's look at the details of this. So we've got the water. Let's start off on the bottom. Beautiful details on these plants once again. And then as we go over here to the right, we can see the alligators. This is definitely a shorter or shallower part of the grass rivers. Because on the previous picture, they were definitely swimming and you couldn't see half of the body because it was so deep under the water. Whereas these guys looks like they're just chilling on top of it. But we've got another alligator right here. And what would seem to be a baby alligator. This one looks a lot smaller. If you've ever been to Florida, there is tons of baby alligators all over the bloody place. And you can see the rocks too. So you can tell how shallow it is. That's it. There's nothing more on this side. So let's go up here a little bit. We do have some more animals. I'm sure, listen, I know these are birds. I'm not sure. I love birds. I don't know the names of them in real life, okay? I don't know what type of birds these are. Feel free to let us know in the comment section down below. Are they pelicans? I don't know. Make fun of me if you want. But I don't know what they are. But anyway, the wildlife, like I said, we talk about it a lot, the detail in this game. The whole map just feels alive. We got some alligators chilling right here. We got some birds. If we scroll all the way up here again, we have some more birds flying in the sky. And this right here, this is going to be absolutely brutal to drive around. Like, we're looking at this image right here and we're like, oh, this is fun. You know, you're having like a police chase through the Everglades or through the grass rivers. But I promise you, the amount of people that are going to be fuming, myself included, trying to drive around these, because you know you're going to hit these and get stuck in it. These aren't going to just flatten out, man. We're going to be driving into this and getting so stuck, it's going to be mental. But again, can't wait to go into these little nooks and crannies here and find some buried treasure, because you know there's going to be some. But anyway, we got the birds in the sky. Another, once again, beautiful day with blue skies, more birds. It just feels just like nature, man. What are these little badgers right here? I would say these are beavers. Are we saying beavers for these? Is the beavers in the Everglades? They definitely look like some sort of beaver or something, right? They're in the water. They look like they're getting out of the water to avoid these cars driving through. But I would definitely say possible beavers right here or something like that. You can correct me in the comment section if you're from Florida. And then as we scroll up here, there's more wildlife. So these look bigger. I can't tell if this... I doubt it's going to be like a mountain lion. We know there's mountain lions in the game. We saw them in Mount Calaga. If you haven't seen that video, check it out after this one. But I don't think you're going to get mountain lions down here. This is not a mountain lion type of place. So I don't know. I would say deer too, but I don't think this is a deer type of place. But it does look like we've got some sort of animal right here and another one right here. But this one's definitely got a golden coat on it. So I'm not sure what that could be. Again, if you're from Florida, let us know in the comment section down below. But that is it once again for this image. It is not too detailed. I mean, it's incredibly detailed, but there's not too much we can dissect in the grasslands, because like I say, they're pretty zoomed in. Not that this is a zoomed in image by any stretch of the imagination, but there's not too much to go off in the distance, you know what I mean? It's not like we can pinpoint buildings or streets or roads and things like that. We're in a swamp, basically. We're in Shrek's house, but you can see how dense it is. I mean, look how dense these wetlands are going to be, man. I mean, it looks like Minecraft. You know, when you're in the jungle and it's just these massive treetops. I know that's not what this is, treetops, but I mean, I wonder, I don't think there's hills, right? There's no hills, no mountains, no hills or anything like that down in the grasslands or in the Everglades. So these are just really tall trees, I would guess. I mean, this looks like a copy pasta, doesn't it? This one, this one, this one, they all kind of look like they just copy and pasted this top of the street. Boom, boom, boom. They all look the same as this one over here as well. But you know what? We're not going to complain. Either way, this is going to be full jungle. Absolute pain in the butt to drive through. You're going to be crashing. These guys are making it look easy. We got like the Ford Explorer police car right here, and looks to be the same one behind it. I wonder if this is like a 3-star wanted level. What do you think? We got the helicopter up here, the police helicopter. Some guy actually hanging outside of it as well with, I'm assuming, what's going to be a gun. Like the police Maverick. Down here, we got the guy in an airboat. Looks like there's 2 people. Does this guy looking like he's looking through binoculars or something? And this guy's the driver? I'm not sure. But again, it's that same airboat. It doesn't have the big logo on it like the one where we were looking at those people, the hunters did. This is more of like a flat. And this one actually looks even different than the previous one. This is a flat top too. But it actually, like, you see how it comes up here a little bit. So it's not completely flat. There's definitely going to be, I would say, like 10 different types of airboat. But look how thick it is. Look how thick this terrain looks. Like, driving through this on an airboat is definitely going to be the way to go. Driving with a helicopter is going to be by far the best way to go. I would say on vehicles is going to be brutal, because look at the density of this. I don't want to be driving around anywhere that looks like this on 4 wheels. That is for bloody sure. All right, let's move on to our next image. All right, guys, so as we come into our final image here today of our wetlands, of our grasslands tour, I just wanted to talk to you guys about what Rockstar has to say about it. They say, welcome to the wetlands, the untamable jewel of Leonida's crown. You never know what lies beneath the surface of this primordial expanse. The gators may be the most famous attraction, but there are far deadlier predators and weirder discoveries among the mangroves. So that says it, man. The mangroves. That's what we were talking about. Just having Easter eggs and things in there. And the deadlier predators. What could that be? More so than the bloody alligators. Could it be people? Could it be like the drug cartels? I don't know, man. But it gets me excited. But anyway, this is our final image here today. And it is by far the most detailed. All right, guys. So here we are on our final image of the grasslands. This is obviously more of the northern part of the grasslands where we're actually going to see some sort of normalcy. So let's dive into this. First of all, it looks so detailed. We've got our first look at a bit more of a miserable day, I would say. A little bit more clouds in the sky. We can see the skyline back here. Like I mentioned, the render distance is huge. So we can see more of the skyline right back here. We have a boat coming in. We have so many people in these buildings and there is so much to dissect. So let's just start off right down here in the bottom. So obviously we've got some ducks bobbing around here in the water. What would seem to be like an old pier of some sort that's kind of just broken, rotted away over the years. I love these buildings, man, that are on these like stilts. Like, which is kind of crazy because you'd think a place like Florida that has a lot of tornadoes and things. I don't know if it's like this in real life. I've never been to an area like this. But it does seem a bit dangerous having something like this in Florida where you have hurricanes and flooding and things like that. I don't know. You let me know. But anyway, first and foremost, we have these buildings over here on the right. Let me actually zoom in on this. Well, it's these ones right down here. You see this? And the reason I wanted to point them out is because they're actually, you can see inside of them. You can see that this is going to be a place that we're going to be able to go inside. We can see the chairs inside here. There's a table here. You can see the lights inside. I don't know if this is going to be a business we're going to be able to purchase, if it's just a restaurant. Doesn't look like a restaurant. Looks pretty empty if you ask me, like it's quite abandoned or something. Either way, this is definitely an enterable building. And then right over here a little bit, looks like we just got a gentleman by himself, just leaning over on his phone or something like that. What else do we have on this side here though? Another person just leaning over the railing on their phone. This is a cool looking building. I believe these are air conditioning units. So it looks like they got 6 of them right here and then a big industrial one. I mean, makes sense. We're in Florida. We need some air conditioning. Once again, looks like you come up the stairs here, and it does look empty. Both of these look vacant, if you ask me. So I think, you know, maybe this is going to be a property we're going to be able to purchase. I don't know if it would be somewhere we would live, or if it's going to be something like a business, but it does look vacant. Looks like it says B something house. Bree house? Something house right here. And then we have some cars in the background. Obviously, it looks like the Dodge that we were looking at and older trucks. I'm sure a lot of these vehicles are going to be things that we've never seen before. There's going to be a lot of unique vehicles in the game. We've got a trailer back here as well. You can see there's actually water on this side. So we can see there's a couple boats on either side here. So this image, when we zoom out, at first I thought this was all land up here. And then this was just like on the coastline. But it would seem like this is just a pier because there's water all on this side as well. And on this side. So this is definitely some sort of pier that is going to be coming down from one of these directions here. So we're on a pier. That's actually made me look at this a little bit different. I never realized that this was water the first time I looked at this, to be honest with you. But anyway, yep, you can see some boats, speedboats. Looks like a fishing vessel or something right here. What does that say? Liberty? Can't quite read it. Not too detailed. We got a shrimp on here. Another guy just leaning on the door. Another guy. So many people. I'm sure you've noticed. So anyway, let's continue over. You can see all of these seagulls, man. You see all the seagulls just sitting on the posts? It's so realistic. I mean, you always see it when you go to the beach. Any town that has piers and things, there's always these seagulls chilling on the posts, man. As we scroll more, you can see this little boat right here. It's a fishing boat. You can see both of these people are fishing. You can see the 2 fishing lines right here coming off their hands. This guy just chilling on the back. I'm sure these boats are going to be bloody rapid too. Look at the size of these engines, man. Again, just the cool reflections on the water. You can see the piers, maybe a little bit of trash in here. But the thing I want to focus on is this building. Just all these people in general. Because something you may have seen online or may have heard about, but we think we have confirmed that there was going to be children in GTA 6. Now, in GTA, or not GTA, sorry, in Red Dead Redemption 2, they had children, but but you couldn't really interact with them. You couldn't kill them. You couldn't really do anything. They were part of cutscenes. Could that be the same in this? But the reason we say that is if we zoom in right over here, this is what people are saying is a child. So we can see these people next to him are definitely bigger. And this does look more like a kid on his phone or something like that. Now, this isn't confirmed. This could be just a small man. Who knows? But this does look like a child to me. Now, if we scroll over, we see 2 more people sitting on a bench right here. Can't really tell what they're up to. And then the same thing here. Just more people. But these all look like adults. Whereas this one does look like a child. I'm going to be honest with you. And then there is somebody else up here too. So this person does look a little younger than the rest of them. Maybe this one here too does look much shorter than the rest of them. There's like some sort of party going on right here. Again, this person definitely looks shorter than the rest of them. I mean, look at the size difference between this person and this person right here. That's a big size difference. We have people dancing right here up top. I mean, again, this game just looks full. It looks so full of life. A guy leaning over here with a beer in his hand. Someone sitting on like a bar stool right here. Again, this may not even be realistic. They may have put this together just for the screenshots, you know what I mean? But either way, still looks absolutely sick. Just the attention to detail, as always. I mean, imagine if you're driving through here and you come in here and it is just this full. Like, there's just so many people all over the place. And then up here, we have someone having a cigarette, it looks like, outside of one of the motel rooms. I would assume this is a motel and someone else sitting up here. So a lot of people. But the main takeaway from this image, I would say, is the fact that it does, point A, look like we have children. Another one here, possibly this one, possibly this one right here. So it does look like. Is this going to be from just like a cutscene or something? This could possibly be a cutscene. Who knows? And they may not even be children. We don't know yet. They just look very small compared to the other people. But what else do we have going on in this image? Let's go ahead, zoom in here. Looks like we have some houses. Like, this is a house. This looks like it's like a trailer of some sort. A lot of houses. Obviously, we're on the coast right here. More cars. I'm not going to be able to make out what these are. This looks like Brian's truck right over here. This one right here. We have the camper van. I mean, just look how long this coastline. This is one image. Look at it. The detail of it. It looks like I'm bloody there. The amount that I can scroll across here. So many cars, though. Some duplicates. Like, obviously, this, the G-Wagon right here is the same as this one. Is the same as this one. But it's totally fine, man. I'm not going to be nitpicky about this sort of thing. Looks like we have, like, a porta potty right over here in the distance. Another G-Wagon, maybe. What does this say up here? Can't quite make that out. Some sort of marine building. As we scroll even more over here, that seems to be it. We got a bridge here that looks like it's connecting the mainland to this type of pier that we're on. I mean, just one screenshot has so much to dissect. Look at this. It's like it's an infinite amount of information right here. But again, homes, businesses, this looks to be honestly like a fire station. I would say this is typically, I mean, this just looks like a fire station. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I would say that's a fire station right there. Some little shacks, some like shrimp shacks. I'm sure these are going to be little restaurants and things. I'm sure you're going to be able to purchase some homes. There's a lot of American flags. We do see a lot of American flags scattered all over the place. Some sort, I'm guessing, I mean, this looks more industrial, like a business, right? Maybe some sort of marina, like boat repairs. And then obviously right up here, we have the water tower, which says Watson Bay. So if you want to get an idea of where this is, here's Watson Bay. So we know this is the screenshot. Okay, so this is the Grassrivers where we've been. And then just up here north, it's still the Grassrivers. Like I say, this Grassrivers goes all the way up here. But this is Watson Bay. This is what the water tower says on it. This is the GTA 6 map that we were talking about earlier. So if we zoom in right here, you can see this purple marker is where the image is taken from. So it's taken that look in this direction. So these are the buildings we were just looking at to see if there was children and people on these, like the motels. And you can see this was the marina that I just noticed that was in between them. And it looks like the pier just wraps around right here. This is red because I assume they don't know if this actually exists, but we do know this part exists. I showed you there was that little bridge that was going over. I would guess, honestly, that this doesn't exist. I don't think this does go around here. I would say it more so comes out here and just wraps up. I don't think it's going to wrap all the way around. But who knows? It could. But this is what we have so far. This is literally the screenshot of what we're looking at. And then in the distance, it shows you how detailed the renderings are. Because we can see some buildings in this screenshot that we'll go back to. But you can see, what is it then? What is in the background? Well, we have the prison, we have Hamlet over here, we have Vice City way in the background, we have the airport. So let's go back to that screenshot and have a look. So here's the Watson Bay, like we were saying, and you can see there is water right here. So looking at the map we were just looking at did look exactly like this, like there was water coming up here. But you can see power stations right here in the distance. So this is Hamlet right here. And then the Vice City. I'm assuming this is Vice City, right? I mean, this is massive. But that means, well, we have the tower here, the radio tower, which we saw in trailer 1. In the opening scene, you can see this radio tower, which means the airport, I'm guessing, is just right over here. We have another water tower or something here. This is the prison, actually. You can see these tops. These are the guard towers. So as we could see on the map that we just looked at, we'll have a look right here again. But if you look straight forward, this is the prison. So those towers you could see are going to be this prison in the distance. So you can see this map is fairly accurate. And then just to the left of the prison, we can see the city. So here's the prison. Just to the left of it, we'll start seeing the city. And look at the bloody size of it. Look at the size of it, ladies and gentlemen. What an absolute beauty of a city right there in the background. This game is going to be so big, it's just nuts. And the fact that it's flat as well, not too many mountains, just makes the render distance, you can just see how big it is. From coast to coast. This is basically the length of the coast, though, so you can see how big, how wide it is. That's the city right over there that's going to be in Miami, near Miami Beach. And this is the other side of the map. Don't forget, though, this map is much bigger lengthwise than widthwise. But that's still, I mean, if you were having to drive, let's say you stole this car right here. If you had to drive over to that city, you know it's going to take forever. Hopefully we can get helicopters early on, man. I say that, I don't want it. I want to be driving around. I want to enjoy myself, have some fun. But look how dense it is again. You can see all the trees right here. You can see a lot of towers. We have the big radio tower. We have a lot more radio towers over here. I'm assuming this is the airport tower. There's just so much to dissect in this picture. Absolutely so much to dissect. But I think that's going to do it. I think that is going to do it for our video here today on the wetlands, the Grassrivers, ladies and gentlemen. Look how beautiful this is, man. It's going to be so bloody detailed. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this one. It was a little longer, actually, than the previous episodes, but we had a lot to talk about. If you haven't seen them, like I say, it'll be linked in the description down below to the playlist or the individual videos if you want to select which one you want to see. We still have 2 more to go, though, so make sure you subscribe with notifications on so you'll know when we upload our next 2 videos. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. If you enjoyed, please consider hitting the like button, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you tomorrow with a brand new video.